it's your girl Nisha, and I'm here with another detailed video on SistaLocs. So I didn't realize how much people didn't know about SistaLocs, and I was getting so many questions on how to do them when I first started doing them. So I decided to record myself doing them so I can show everyone the technique I use when I do SistaLocs. The only tools I use for SistaLocs are my fingers, a crochet hook as you guys can see here, and some water with peppermint and a little bit of oil and a little bit of jam. So before I start tightening the lock, I take all the little fuzzy hairs or new growth that's around the lock and wrap it around itself. So I slowed this part down so you guys can see the technique I'm using with the crochet hook. What I'm doing here is I'm putting the crochet hook through her new growth, hooking it onto the lock and pulling it through her new growth. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to explain what I'm doing with the crochet hook here. I'm using like a T-point motion, I would say. When I first put the crochet hook in, I go up, then pull the lock down, and then sometimes I either go to the right or the left with the crochet hook, and I pull the lock to the right or the left, and then I take the crochet hook and I also put it downward and pull the lock upward up into the new growth. And you do this as many times as you please, I would say, up until the lock is tightened and the crochet hook cannot go through the new growth anymore. I also wanted to show this part as well. As you guys can see, she has a lot of new growth on this lock, and it is very hard for me to get the lock through it. So here I'm going to be using my fingers to interlock the beginning. And with my fingers, I'm doing the same thing as if I were using the crochet needle. I'm just putting my finger through the lock upward or to the right or to the left or downward and pulling the lock through the new growth up until my fingers can't really fit anymore. Then I would take the crochet hook and start using it for the rest of the lock up until it's tight and the crochet hook cannot go through the new growth anymore. Okay, so we are halfway through, and this is how the SistaLocs should look when they're properly tightened. Their parts should be visible and the locks should look nice and tight. We finally made it to the top of her head, and here I'm just using some peppermint mixed with water and a little bit of oil, and I'm spraying this because by the time I got to the top of her head it was really dry, and when it comes to parting I don't want to just rip the new growth apart because it's been a while since she got her hair tightened and they usually mat together a little bit, and you don't want to just rip dry locks apart. Now I know some of you are probably looking at this video and are thinking, okay, this looks painful, but it's really not. She only had a few strands intertwined together. I know some people prefer me to use scissors, but in this case she didn't mind me just pulling them apart. Here I'm just applying a little bit of jam. I like using a little bit of jam because it gives it a cleaner look, but I try not to use too much because once again her locks are very small and any little product can get stuck inside that small lock. So I just use a little bit of jam. So here is a clearer view of me using the crochet needle in that T-point motion I was talking about earlier.